Green tea, the tea that conquered health culture and became a $13 billion global industry. Green tea is the most minimally processed tea, preserving maximum antioxidants through immediate heat treatment after picking. Despite its reputation as the healthiest tea, most people brew it wrong, destroying its delicate compounds with boiling water. Green tea originated in China over 4,000 years ago and contains EGCG, a powerful antioxidant that's been studied in over 1,500 research papers. The leaves are steamed or pan-fired immediately after harvest to prevent oxidation, locking in their green color and fresh flavor. Regular consumption has been linked to reduced heart disease, cancer risk, and improved brain function, driving Japan's $3 billion matcha market and making green tea the poster child of the modern wellness movement. The black tea, the tea that built empires and sparked revolutions, from the Boston Tea Party to British colonialism. Black tea is fully oxidized, creating its dark color and robust flavor through complete fermentation that transforms the leaf's chemistry entirely. This common breakfast staple was once more valuable than gold and reshaped global trade routes for centuries. Black tea accounts for 75% of all tea consumption worldwide. The Camellia sinensis plant undergoes 6 to 24 hours of oxidation, where enzymes break down chlorophyll and create complex tannins. This process produces theaflavins, unique compounds found only in oxidized tea that give black tea its astringent bite. Earl Grey, English breakfast, and Assam varieties fuel a $20 billion industry, making black tea the backbone of global tea culture and the foundation of afternoon tea traditions across continents. White tea, the emperor's tea so precious that stealing it was punishable by death in ancient China. White tea uses only unopened buds and young leaves, picked just 2 days per year in optimal conditions when the buds are covered in fine white hairs. Despite being the least processed tea, it's often the most expensive and misunderstood variety on the market. Silver Needle, the premium white tea variety, can cost over $200 per pound due to its labor-intensive harvest. The withering process takes 72 hours under carefully controlled conditions, with no rolling, firing, or oxidation, just natural air drying. This minimal processing preserves the highest antioxidant levels of any tea type. White tea's delicate, subtly sweet flavor drives the luxury tea market worth $2.8 billion globally, appealing to connoisseurs willing to pay premium prices for tea's purest expression. Oolong tea, the tea master's ultimate challenge, a perfect balance between green and black that takes decades to perfect. Oolong is partially oxidized, creating complex flavors ranging from floral to fruity through precise timing that requires extraordinary skill. Traditional processing requires 18+ steps and can take over 24 hours to complete properly, making it tea's most technical art form. Oolong originated in Fujian province, where oxidation levels range from 8 to 85%, depending on the desired flavor profile. The leaves are withered, shaken, rolled, and fired in carefully timed sequences that bring out different aromatic compounds. Master tea makers spend lifetimes perfecting the process, knowing that minutes can mean the difference between transcendent tea and expensive failure. Premium varieties sell for thousands per pound, representing the sophisticated tea cultures of China and Taiwan, where oolong craftsmanship reaches its absolute peak. Pu'er tea, the only tea that improves with age, sometimes stored for decades like fine wine. Pu'er undergoes microbial fermentation, creating earthy flavors and beneficial bacteria found nowhere else in the tea world. This living tea continues changing in flavor and value over time, with vintage cakes selling for over $10,000 to serious collectors. Pu'er has protected designation status from China's Yunnan province only. The fermentation process can take 40 to 60 days for ripe pu'er, where beneficial microorganisms break down tannins and create complex, mellow flavors. Raw pu'er can age naturally for decades, developing deeper complexity each year. This unique fermentation creates an investment-grade tea market driven by collectors who trade vintage cakes like stocks. The tea contains unique microorganisms that may aid digestion, making pu'er both a cultural treasure and functional health drink. Herbal teas. Not technically tea at all, but a $3 billion industry of plants, flowers, and roots masquerading as tea. Herbal teas are tisanes, infusions of everything except Camellia sinensis, the true tea plant. From chamomile to echinacea, these caffeine-free alternatives offer medicinal benefits without tea stimulation, appealing to health-conscious consumers seeking natural remedies. Chamomile use dates back to ancient Egypt, where it was prized for its calming properties. Peppermint aids digestion through natural menthol compounds, while South African rooibos contains zero caffeine naturally. Each herbal blend targets specific wellness goals: sleep, immunity, digestion, or stress relief. This represents the fastest growing tea category as the global wellness market drives demand for functional herbal blends that promise everything from better sleep to improved metabolism, transforming ancient folk remedies into modern lifestyle products. Matcha, the powdered green tea that became Instagram's favorite drink and a $2.6 billion market phenomenon. Matcha involves consuming entire ground tea leaves, providing 137 times more antioxidants than regular green tea since you're ingesting the whole leaf instead of just steeping it. Traditional stone grinding takes 1 hour to produce just 30 grams of authentic matcha powder, making it tea's most labor-intensive form. Developed by Japanese monks in the 12th century, matcha requires shade growing for 3 to 4 weeks before harvest to boost chlorophyll and amino acid content. The leaves are steamed, dried, and ground between granite stones that rotate at precise speeds to avoid heat damage. Ceremonial-grade matcha costs over $100 per pound, but its vibrant green color and sustained energy boost have fueled global cafe culture. From lattes to ice cream, matcha's versatility drives the supplement industry and social media trends. Yuchai, the spice tea blend that traveled from Indian streets to become America's fastest-growing tea category. Masala chai combines black tea with warming spices like cardamom, cinnamon, and ginger, creating a complex flavor profile that varies dramatically across regions. Authentic chai bears little resemblance to the syrupy coffeehouse versions most people know, which often contain more sugar than spice. Each family in India has unique spice blends passed down through generations, with recipes closely guarded like family secrets. British colonials adapted traditional chai for European tastes, adding milk and sugar to soften the intense spice heat. The word chai simply means tea in Hindi, making chai tea redundant. Today's $1.8 billion global chai market represents the fusion of traditional Ayurvedic medicine with modern beverage trends, as warming spices like turmeric and ginger gain recognition for their anti-inflammatory properties in Western wellness culture. Earl Grey, the tea blend named after a British Prime Minister that became the world's most recognizable flavored tea. Earl Grey combines black tea with bergamot oil, creating a distinctive citrusy aroma and floral taste that's instantly recognizable worldwide. The Earl Grey name isn't protected by trademark, leading to countless variations that barely resemble the original recipe created in the 1830s. Named after Charles Grey, 2nd Earl Grey, the blend supposedly commemorated a diplomatic mission to China, though the true origin remains disputed. Bergamot oil comes from Calabrian oranges grown exclusively in southern Italy, where the unique climate produces the most aromatic oil. The addition of this single ingredient transformed ordinary black tea into a luxury product. Earl Grey represents 30% of all flavored tea sales globally, demonstrating how effective marketing and aristocratic associations shaped tea culture, turning a simple flavored blend into an enduring symbol of British refinement. Rooibos, the only tea that grows exclusively in one mountain range in South Africa. Nowhere else on Earth, rooibos isn't from Camellia sinensis, but from the Aspalathus linearis shrub, naturally caffeine-free with a sweet, vanilla-like taste that requires no added sugar. Despite countless attempts worldwide, rooibos stubbornly refuses to grow outside South Africa's Cederberg Mountains, making it nature's most geographically restricted beverage. Indigenous Khoisan people used rooibos for centuries before Dutch settlers discovered it in the 1700s. The plant contains unique antioxidants, like aspalathin found nowhere else in nature, giving it distinct health properties. Commercial cultivation only began in the 1930s, and today, rooibos represents a $73 million export industry for South Africa. Its growing popularity as a coffee alternative drives 20% annual growth, as health-conscious consumers seek naturally sweet, caffeine-free options that taste good without additives. Jasmine tea, the tea that captures the essence of night-blooming flowers through an ancient scenting process that's remained unchanged for over 1,000 years. Jasmine tea layers fresh flowers with tea leaves repeatedly, allowing natural oils to infuse over multiple nights when jasmine blooms release their most potent fragrance. Authentic jasmine tea requires precise timing. Flowers must be picked at dawn when their essential oils peak after blooming overnight. Originated during China's Song dynasty, the traditional scenting process takes 4 to 6 rounds over several nights, with fresh jasmine flowers replaced each evening. Workers must remove spent flowers by hand before they wilt and create bitter flavors. The most prized variety, jasmine pearls, involves hand-rolling each tea leaf into a small bowl before scenting. Premium jasmine pearls command over $300 per pound, representing the romantic side of Chinese tea culture, where poetry and perfume merge into liquid art that transforms ordinary green tea into an aromatic masterpiece. Joy Bubble Tea, the Taiwanese invention that transformed tea from traditional beverage into customizable dessert experience. Bubble tea combines tea base with chewy tapioca pearls, creating textural contrast that captivated global youth and revolutionized how people think about tea. From night market novelty to $2.4 billion industry in just 30 years, bubble tea represents the fastest cultural export in beverage history. Invented in Taiwan during the 1980s, bubble tea emerged when creative vendors began adding tapioca pearls to iced tea. The pearls require precise cooking, exactly 25 minutes to achieve the perfect chewy texture that doesn't turn mushy or hard. What started as local experimentation exploded globally through social media, with colorful drinks becoming Instagram sensations. Today, over 19,000 bubble tea shops operate worldwide, representing the modernization and globalization of traditional tea culture, where ancient beverages meet contemporary customization trends and youthful innovation.